following are 10 reasons why Uhuru Kenyatta and William Ruto are facing voter hostility everywhere they go. 1. Corruption. According to the latest report from Transparency International, Kenya is among the 20 most corrupt countries in the world. Initially, the number of corruption scandals have become uncountable, with news about theft of public funds filling the newspapers on a daily basis. We don't have to name the scandals here, but one key reason why Kenyans are rejecting Jubilee government is because the regime has emerged as the most corrupt since Kenya's independence from British colonial rule. 2. Tribalism. Uhuru Kenyatta has populated top government positions with members of his Kikuyu ethnic group. Despite having a 50-50 power-sharing deal with the Kalenjin, the Kalenjin have nothing to show in terms of appointments to top government positions. Instead, Kalenjins who have been at the top have been sacked. Tribalism in government is yet another reason why Uhuru Kenyatta and his deputy William Ruto are being heckled and chased away during their campaign tours across the country. 3. Mafia control of government. It is obvious that both Uhuru Kenyatta and William Ruto did not rig elections by themselves. The real riggers were the Mount Kenya Mafia cartel who are working under Kibaki's regime. It is this cartel that is once again plotting to rig elections in favor of Jubilee. This cartel is behind several corruption scandals, while they literally control both Uhuru Kenyatta and William Ruto. That is why Ruto has been unable to speak against the short-changing of the Kalenjin and the sacking of Kalenjins from top government positions. The cartel has cheated Ruto that he will be made president in 2022, while in reality, it is grooming Peter Kenneth to take over. For your information, the cartel is behind Peter Kenneth's candidacy for governor of Nairobi. Uhuru and Ruto are facing rejection because Kenyans want to break away from this cartel. 4. Unfulfilled promises. Apart from the long list of corruption scandals, the longest list in Jubilee's archive of documents is that of unfulfilled promises. When it came to power, following a rigged election, the Kalenjin were promised a 50-50 power-sharing deal which has not been fulfilled. Jubilee voters were promised roads, stadiums, affordable living standards, laptops for school children, free maternity services, among others. So far, 99% of Kenyan youths who voted for Jubilee remain unemployed. Hospitals are closed because Jubilee is unable to resolve the doctor's strike. Universities are closed because lecturers are on strike and Jubilee is unable to resolve the crisis. For these reasons, Kenyans are rejecting Jubilee because the government is deceptive. In fact, Jubilee's top officials are defecting to join the opposition because the government can no longer win an election. 5. Insults. Through Uhuru Kenyatta and William Ruto, Jubilee has cultivated a political culture of matusi, hatred, warmongering and hate speech. The DP abuses everybody everywhere he goes, and this tendency has bored many Kenyans who feel that Jubilee has reduced the presidency and the deputy presidency to a level that no longer warrants honor and respect. Kenyans want a president who can act presidential. Uhuru Kenyatta acts more like a drunkard than a president. With his daily insults, one may wonder whether Arap Mashamba smokes boza and whether he attends rallies ikiwa ameiva. Jubilee is being rejected by Kenyans who want to preserve the presidency. 6. DECEIT. If you have been keen enough, you have noticed that during each and every launch of Jubilee projects, a pack of lies has always been loaded into the propaganda machine to be fed to Kenyans. Here, projects which were commissioned by Raila Odinga and Mwai Kibaki during the coalition government have been passed as Jubilee projects. Uhuru Kenyatta is the most notorious in faking projects. The latest cases include the Mombasa Footbridge project and the Gatundu Hospital, which were both launched by Uhuru. He shamelessly claimed that they were Jubilee projects while these are coalition projects. Ruto has lied on almost every project he has claimed Jubilee has initiated. The latest lie, which he told on TV, is that Jubilee has built a 6,000-kilometer road, a big lie which Raila Odinga has since rectified. 7. Political assassinations. Since it took over power, Jubilee has not only assassinated every Kenyan perceived to be a political opponent, but is currently threatening to assassinate even more enemies of the state. Joho has been threatened with assassination because he is seen as an opponent of the government. In Mombasa alone, 22 Islamic clerics have been assassinated in cold blood since Jubilee took power in 2013. If you can remember, both George Muchai and Jacob Juma were assassinated because they were in the process of exposing corruption scandals. In short, Jubilee is a murderous government. Kenyans are rejecting this regime because political assassinations ought to be a thing of the past. No Kenyan should be killed because of political beliefs or affiliations. Uhuru has even threatened to jail Raila Odinga for speaking his mind. Just think about it. 8. Constitutional violations. Jubilee does not recognize the Kenyan constitution because both Uhuru Kenyatta and William Ruto opposed the document when Kenyans were campaigning to adopt it. Jubilee continues to pass laws in the interest of the Mount Kenya Mafia cartel, not in the interest of Kenyans. The right to life has been thrown out of the window, and although millions of Kenyans have and continue to die of hunger, members of the Uhuru regime continue to steal from the public. Now, they have changed election laws to allow them to manipulate the vote and rig elections. Jubilee has been rejected because Kenyans want leaders who respect the constitution. 9. Failure to govern. Jubilee government has failed to govern. Government soldiers are being killed in Somalia in a war that Kenya has nothing to do with. Hunger is killing millions of Kenyans when the thieves in government continue to steal day in, day out. Kenyans are dying in hospitals because Jubilee is unable to resolve the doctor's strike. University students are back home because the government is unable to solve the lecturers' strike. The cost of living is beyond the reach of millions of Kenyans because the government is unable to control prices of consumer commodities like unga. Unemployment among the youth is uncontrollable, while insecurity across the country is rampant. Parliamentarians are looting the economy before they go home, while Uhuru Kenyatta has lost control of the government. Under the circumstances, Kenyans are crying for change, and this explains why Uhuru Kenyatta and William Ruto continue to be heckled and chased away by angry voters who no longer want anything to do with the Jubilee government. 10. Desire for change. Finally, Kenyans just want a change of scene. After Kibaki looted the economy with his cartel, and after Uhuru Kenyatta was rigged in by the same cartel, a change is just better than a rest. Jubilee has failed Kenyans, and most likely, Uhuru Kenyatta and William Ruto will continue to be heckled and chased away by angry wananchi craving for political change. Vote wisely.